folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Rai Volume 2 by Valiant. Now, there is fighting, violence, killing, shooting, blood, dinosaurs, weird futuristic technology, and more violence in this one. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the tea. So, when we left off Rai in Volume 1, he was now together with, my apologies in the video, I referred to him as Psylocke, but his name is Spylock. I said Psylocke accidentally. Yeah, with Spylock, there's this almost legendary, mysterious figure, and Silk, someone who's been alive longer than New Japan existed. So they've convinced him and revealed who Father really is to him. What he really is, and Rai has decided that he is going to help them kill him. It ended with him appearing in front of in Spylock's car with Lola being there. So that was then. So now we begin here. It looks like a bit of time passes. Well, naturally, Rai goes back to Father. Well, we start with him being with Father, and he's trying to keep his thoughts as empty as possible, so Father doesn't suspect anything. But Father, regardless, suspects something because he tries to give him poison soup. So, the main of this trade is Rai, together with Spylock and Silk, and another someone, Toshiro, who also commands the Raddies. They need to bring themselves all together because the Raddies are trying to kill the posterones, or the... I don't know, maybe androids would be not a wrong word for them. Well, they're not cyborgs. Maybe androids is more accurate. And yeah, they want to fight each other. And that's that's one of the problems here. But yeah, mainly the story in here focuses on them getting everything ready for the plan to attack Father. So, in the meantime, Lola has turned 16, and so she finally gets her own post-teronic companion by the name of Grace. Someone her age who also has hair that's slightly dyed. Now, while everything's all happening around, that's what is with Lola. So I was kind of surprised when she wasn't in with the plans and everything, but I guess it makes sense. There's not much she can contribute to, and it would be very dangerous for her. So, while they're preparing everything, and Spylock is going down to Earth. He gets one of the other Silks, the clones of Silk. He goes to clone number, is it 16, I think? Silk 16. Because he runs a bit bootleg travels to Earth. And he gets his codes in a ship and goes down there, telling Silk, the original Silk, to hold off for 3 days, wait for him, and not start anything while he goes down to Earth for something that's very important. Now, while this is happening, we also have, I'm sorry, it's hard to, summarize it so easily, so much is happening at the same time. Anyway, that is happening with them, that's what's happening with Rai. And also now we have Momo, the, posteronic from the first volume, who Rai has saved from her abusive human. She, together with the parrot, she goes down into the sewers, the lowest sectors, and she finds someone there Now this someone, so father is, well, quite the dangerous live wire. That's what father is. He's not a person. He's this live wire with nanites or something. This entity. And one of the things that he also would do, besides shooting all the waste from energy down to Earth, killing people that are down there, he would also experiment. He would send out nets into space to capture all sorts of things. And he captured this race of aliens, or the one of them. And he brought him back and then, of course, experimented on him to create a new race from that specimen. In order to, he wanted to create like the new protectors of Japan. And I can only describe him. Imagine Spider-Man, but with more arms, and well, also a vampire kind of. And that's something Father couldn't basically genetically modify out of them. They were too bloodthirsty. So they didn't really help much with protection because they needed to suck human blood. And then, well, like, it seems Earth has become his trash can, so that's where he sent them. He sent them down to Earth where it looks like they caused a lot of massacre and carnage until they died out. But one of them has escaped being shipped to Earth. And he has remained there, and that's who Momo went to. She wants his name is Isaac. It's like Izak. Isaac. He's the only one there, and he's been, in a way, a little thorn in Father's backside. His father doesn't know where he is, and he has been kidnapping people on occasion to feed. And so, she wants his help, together with other posterones, to finally free all the posteronics. She tells him her story on how the human was abusive to her, and then she wants to free them all. So he agrees to join her. She also kills the parrot. I'm pretty sure it was also artificial, but still, Jesus. Poor parrot. Well, so that's it. Isaac joins her. They go to the fungal farms. It's like right next to the sector where the posteronics are made. So they either made their birth. They have like these, not incubators, but sort of like these artificial placentas they're in, or they're manufactured. They're all the same how they're made. They're like biological material and live wire and everything else. That's how they're made. And so Momo tells her story that she was also made there, and how she snuck back in there and found the live wire and essentially looked to discover who she is. And how other posteronics also have this ability, but it's prevented from them with how they're built, so they wouldn't have free will. Now, while they are talking, Rai appears. Now, of course, Isaac, hating Father, he wants to kill Rai. They start fighting. Rai, is surprised that Isaac can attack him because he's used to being mostly invincible. But Momo stops them. And tells them, no, we have a common goal. So they calm down and they join together. Now Silk has went to Earth at this point. He's flew down there. What Silk is looking for is a Rai. Now, it was said in the first trade that Father recycles the Rais that they've tried to recruit and have gone crazy. So it looks like he just threw them to Earth. And there's this Rai there that's, looks a little zombie-ish, but yeah, Spylock recruits him. Asks him, come help us. And he agrees. They have a bit of a rough landing. Now, while they wait for all of this, Momo tells her story. Beyond being a posteronic. So she was also born in the factory. And at first, she was actually a boy. Momo started out as a boy. And she was broad, anyway, chosen like most posteronics. And she was given to this kid, to her owner, when he was a kid. At first, she was just a friend. But you can see from the start, her owner was always a little on the violent, angry side, even as a kid. So she went with her human to university, but at that point, companionship was not enough for her human. And he also was getting tired of her in her current form, in her male form. And that's when she realized that she really has no control over her fate. You know, because posteronics, like with a lot of like a lot of androids and stories, they cannot harm their human. They have to, they cannot do that, and the same here. And basically, her human just decided that he was going to turn Momo into a woman. So one night when Momo went to sleep, he woke up as a woman. I don't know if his name was Momo before, maybe. So that was so yeah, you can really justify Momo's hatred towards humans, especially with the experience she had. Because in the first volume, yeah, you can understand her human is an asshole, even for a little bit. We see of him, but it goes a lot deeper. So now Ryan knows also there's a little something between Ryan and Momo there. And now, while all this is happening, Lola, getting all excited. Now she has a posteronic. I'm sorry, I'm still not sure to pronounce the name. She asks Grace if Grace. Sorry, that was my dad. She asks Grace if she can help her make a bomb. And first I thought, wait, is she gonna participate still? But no, there is a. Now Lola maps out a lot of sectors that don't appear in the regular maps. And there's one area she wants to get through, but there's no door, so they need to make one. And they go to a grocery store and buy all this shit to make a door. And they put the bomb, and it works. I imagine Grace knows all this information. And she does help her with it because Lola promised they weren't going to hurt anyone. So they blow up the wall, and they go in, and inside it's this sort of weird chamber, and they see that someone is bound inside of it. They come closer, and it's a woman, a young woman. Well, it also kind of looks a little robotic, or a little like an android in some, a little bit. And she's a genomancer. She's a genomancer that has been imprisoned, fuck knows when even. Must have been a long time. And she's like, you have to help me kill father. Ooh. Alright, I love the character of Genomancer in the 90s of Valiant. Anyway, that's what happens with them. Back to Rai and Momo and Isaac. Now, Silk has waited 3 days, but then he still decides, well, Spylock's not coming, so he sends the Ratties to fight the Posteronics. Because right in that sector where the fungal farms are, there's the prehistoric sector, a replica of it. And there's an explosion, and they come out through the wall dinosaurs. It's fucking cool, actually. Like, they're all in their, in their goggles, and yeah. I think that I don't get, like, the righties are against technology, but they're still using a lot of mechanical stuff. Granted, maybe they're against father's sort of live wire technology, I think. It's like, I think I read into it that they hate technology, period, but they do need to use it for this kind of stuff. Anyway, a fight breaks out. Isaac goes to help. Things are not looking good. That moment, finally, Spylock has returned with Rai, Rai number 8. Yeah, that's Rai 8. Now, at this point, when get like halfway through, we have Silk narrating what has happened. So Rai jumps up where Silk is in a ship with another Ratty, tells him to stop the Ratties immediately. Then Spylock finally arrives with Rai 8, and he's like, I didn't know there were any living Rais. He tells Rai 8, and Rai 8 says, I wouldn't exactly call this living. Now, Rai makes his speech, and as Silk says, so inspirational. He was the detonator. Or he tells the Raddies and Busteronics that they need to work together. Them being against each other is what Father wants. That way he gets rid of both the Raddies and the Busteronics. It's very good for Father that they are fighting. So they all rally up together, and now they begin to fight. A rebellion starts, and even the humans are joining the rebellion. They're all sick of Father's control. They all want to be free. So everyone is fighting. The fisheye guardians are all busy. Now the plan is, and something that Rai 8 back then couldn't do, they need a way to kill Father. And Rai 8 has discovered that there's a place where you can go to where the supply of live wire is and open a valve, and it starts to seep out slowly, which is going to weaken Father. Now Rai 8 failed because he didn't have any friends, any allies that could have helped him. But now he does. That's where our Rai, the 10th Rai, has succeeded. He also gives Rai 8th a bit of his power. So Rai 8 goes to that place, opens up the valves, and makes the live wires seep out, defeating the few fisheye guards that come to stop him. Because, again, a lot of them, the majority of them now are busy everywhere else. And Rai goes to Father. And Father is, of course, very disappointed, telling Rai that he has failed him. Rai says, I've come to kill you, Father. Finally, he's going to, and Father, of course, mocks him, thinks this is laughable, that he believes he'll stop him. And throughout this, Silk continues to narrate. And you start to wonder, who is he talking to? Who is he narrating this to? And then Silk says, Rai has come to meet his doom. And then a new Rai has been created, Rai the 11th. But, unlike the previous Rais who were born from a human mother, Rai the 11th is probably fully live wire. He doesn't even look particularly human. It looks like later he was called XI Rai. Like an eye in the form of an axe. X, the letter. And he's big, and Rai's like cheeky on him. Well, hello, baby, Rai tells him. Now let me help you already give you the disappointment. Daddy doesn't love you. I thought that was funny. So they begin to fight, basically fighting through the sectors. They're falling through the sectors as they're fighting, and later those holes in the sectors actually become the places of memorial. And Silk says to whom? For Rai or Rai the 11th. They keep fighting. They fall all the way to the bottom, almost the solar sector. And that's where the fight essentially came to an end. Rai 8th appeared and is like telling, because Rai 11th is very strong. And it looks like he's going to take Rai down. Rai 8th arrives like, this is the reason that I came back, he tells Rai, to have this chance to finally defeat Father, to aid you. He tries to give Rai back his powers, but Rai 11 shoots at them. And it looks like he killed Rai. He grabs him, and he throws him out of the solar sector. And it looks like that's it. The fight is over. And also there, hiding, are Lola, Grace, and the Genomancer. And of course, Lola's devastated. Like, no, Ryan. Grace is like, Lola, keep quiet. We have to hide. We have to hide the Genomancer. It can't be discovered. So that's it. Unfortunately, that's where it ended with the rebellion. You can see Spylock. Oh, before I left with Rai the 8th, Momo kissed him and told him, you have to come back. So you see Spylock, Momo, Isaac, and all the others that survived running away. Their whereabouts are currently unknown. They talk about the solar sector. It looks like someone was rumored to be there, but when they went in, it was empty. The whereabouts of, what else was it? Yeah, basically all the whereabouts are unknown currently at this time. And I don't know who was in the solar sector, who was in prison there. The whereabouts are also unknown. It looks like Father is looking. Yeah, so all this has been narrated to Father from Silk. Silk is there. Now, Silk, the original, is an opportunistic fuck, basically. He's gonna side with the winner. He doesn't care. He's just gonna side with whoever wins. That's why he went to Father after all of this. Now, Father basically tells him that he's nothing but a tool. That there's a reason why he was allowed to stay alive for so long, because he is still useful to Father. We also see Rai the 11th standing there. And now Father's plan can start. So it's like Father's planning something. He talks about how, Rai is not going to survive now that he's no longer part of New Japan. He doesn't have his powers. And since he was thrown down to Earth, he's most likely going to die. And he shouldn't have, done this. Betrayed Father. And then we see, one moment, please. Okay, there we go. Actually, quite cool how. Oh yeah, the fight between Rai 11th and our Rai has been broadcast actually. So there we go. There is much to do, Silk, and much more you must do for me. So yeah, there's more that Father is planning. Rai is banished to Earth with the rest of his failed sons. And you can see Rai flying and falling into the sea and trying to surface up, but then some kind of creature gets up and eats him, swallows him. His inexperience in the ways of the world has sealed his fate, and the fates of his collaborators. A new dawn is upon us, and Japan will rise to new heights, to even greater heights. And then next trade is going to be called the Orphan. So that's it with that. Yeah, this is Rai, Battle for New Japan. Whew, well, that was quite something, wasn't it? So I was a bit over the place. Again, so much is happening simultaneously. This is the kind of story to read really issue to issue, just to break down. But anyway, this was fucking cool. Just like the last one. Just the whole, and also the learning more about the characters, about Momo, for instance. Now, in the beginning here, I didn't fully understand why her hatred was so deep. But the more it was learned, yeah, it's easy to understand her hate for humans, especially after the treatment she had and what her human has decided to do to her. And who knows what else she had to endure under him. Now, as for Rai as well, you can see Rai just decided that he's gonna go against Father and everything that happened. And just everything this Father has been doing for probably all those centuries. And we got the Genomancer imprisoned. There's so many layers of the secrets to everything Father has been doing. So it looks like Father's recycling of his rise was basically sending them to Earth. So he threw them out of New Japan into Earth, basically killing them. But not killing them, but throwing them out there. And now, without the power source of New Japan, they were basically helpless. They had no power. But it looks like Rai 8th has survived. Now, while Spylock was down there looking for the whereabouts of Rai 8th, you could see he was being followed. So I wonder if anyone else was there. Was the other Rais? Because it took him so long because the information he's been given was wrong about the whereabouts of Rai the 8th. So yeah, things are getting more and more complicated. The question is, what are they going to do? Can't rely on Silk. Well, obviously, it probably shouldn't have to begin with, based on this. But now we got Spylock, Momo, and Isaac in the underground together with the remaining Raddies and Posteronics. And they all have to think of what to do. Because without Rai, they don't have much chance. They need Rai. Rai has been thrown down to Earth. And what's going to happen to him? Will he survive down there? And if he does, how is he going to get back to New Japan? And what about the Genomancer? Are Lola and Grace going to be able to hide her? Because they have to hide her, and then who they're going to go to? They're going to have to find a way to get to the Spylock for help. And what has happened? How was the Genomancer imprisoned in the solar... In the solar place sector, I mean. Because that's so interesting. Is she human? Because usually the Genomancers are all human. Because they got this gift. But I imagine she's not, with her being able to survive down there for hell knows how long. It looks like she's been in prison there. Sorry, that's my grandma. Yeah, she's asking something. Yeah, so it's left to be seen, really, what's going to happen. Will Rai survive? Will he be able to get back to New Japan? And what will the others do? Because they are for certain going to be hunted right now. What does Father mean by greater heights? Because as far as it concerns Father, it can't be fucking good. Okay, folks, that is it. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry, what am I saying? Started talking about all this without showing you the cover art. My bad. It's been some days since I filmed. My apologies. So this cover here we have is of Rai. There's Lola there. I like Lola's outfit in this one. There's Spylock down there. Look at that. In the beginning, Rai has like a conversation with Spylock, Silk, and Toshiro, and it's like black cube basically. But that's the cover. Really nice. Well, the trades naturally don't really have any alternative covers, but the issues do. If you're any talking, it's my grandma and dad. There we go. Look at it. Oh, I love this art style. It's just so amazing. It really, Andrew even mentioned this. It really brings out this like futuristic utopia. The futuristic images really fit well. It really gives it the colors and everything is just amazing. And the style fits so well because it gives you that the feeling. Like look at this. Look at the like this for instance. There's Rai's mother. Oh, I forgot to mention about her as well. There we go. That's the art. Beautiful. Yeah, I forgot to mention. So the Raddies truly didn't kill Rai's mother. Father was going to kill her anyway. He was going to recycle her, but they got to her before he could. They took her. They wanted to use her DNA to create a poison to kill Father, but it didn't work because Father anticipated this, and he put a Trojan horse inside of her, if you will. That if they got to it, when they tried to create the poison, it looks like she was all for it too. She died. So Father is the one that murdered Rai's mother. But yeah, even more reason for Rai to hate his father. And it looks like now he's not going to have any more mothers to create his sons. Because giving them a bit of humanity seems to not work with his plans. Alright, so that's it. I'm so looking forward to see what happens in Volume 3. This is one hell of a ride, and I'm loving it. Alright, folks, so that is it. Let me know what did you think of Volume 2 of Rai. And that is it. Remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!